Halifax is the largest municipality and the capital city of Nova Scotia with a population of around 480,000 people and is one of the fastest growing cities in Canada with a population growth of 0.72% in 2023 which remained constant at 0.48% in 2021 and 2022. With the rapid explosion in population, the city is struggling to meet the basic infrastructure needs of all the residents, including students. The major reason being the scarcity in housing, which we had discussed in detail in our previous videos. Like any other city in Canada, the cost of living in Halifax has also been on the rise in the past 2 years, especially ever since the pandemic started. Due to the increasing demand for housing, new immigrants and students are willing to pay any amount of rent, which resulted in a steep rise in rentals along with the rise in mortgage rates. In this video, we will see how much does it cost to live in Halifax in 2024 and how much you should earn to survive here. Let's get started. Number 1. Housing. When considering the cost of living, the first thing you need to look at is the housing cost. Housing costs in Halifax have increased dramatically over the last few years thanks to inflation and mortgage rise. According to a national rental report, Nova Scotia has seen 25% rental increase in 2023 compared to 2022. This will further increase in 2024 as the provincial government's cap on rental increase is increasing to 5% starting January 2024 from 2% in 2023. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Halifax is around $2,000 as of the end of December 2023, and for a two-bedroom apartment, it is close to $2,500. In most places, you won't have to pay for heating and hot water, but you will have to pay the hydro bills, which would cost you around $100 per month. This will change depending on your usage and the appliances you use. For example, if you use an air conditioner in summer, the cost of electricity will obviously go up. The next housing related cost is the tenant insurance. This is mandatory in all the places and this will cost you around $25 a month. Number 2. Food. Food is another major expense next to housing, and if you are not cooking at home, then you are definitely going to break the bank. If you are cooking your own food and not eating out too often, then on average the expense will be around $500 for groceries for one person. Again, this is just an average estimate. The cost will vary from person to person depending on many factors. I have posted a separate video on how you can save money in Canada, and that includes cutting down the food expenses. You can click the link above or in the description below to take a look at that video. Moving on to the next one, which is transportation. If you have a car, then you will have to consider all the associated costs such as the insurance, car payments, and gas prices. The average cost of car insurance in Halifax is $100 per month. If your vehicle is financed, depending on various factors, you will pay a monthly payment. The average monthly payment is around $600 in Halifax. Next is the gas. The average fuel cost in Halifax is around $1.7 per liter. The average monthly cost of fuel would be around $100 if you don't use your car too much or if you don't drive in traffic or rush hour. Also, the yearly maintenance such as oil and tire changes would cost you around $300 a year, which comes to around $25 a month. If you don't own a car and you travel by bus, you could save a lot of money. The monthly cost of transportation would cost you $82.50. Number 4. Mobile phone. You can get a mobile phone plan for $45 a month, including taxes, with a decent amount of data if you are okay to not go with the big cell phone brands. Mobile phone plans are expensive all over Canada, and if you are new to the country, you wouldn't have many cheaper options. Once you stay with a cell phone provider for some years, you will get loyalty offers to bump up your data without increasing your bills. Number 5. Internet. The cheapest internet plan in Halifax would cost you $69 a month, including tax, and again, only if you are willing to go with the local company. Otherwise, the internet cost would be around $100 a month if you opt for the big name brands. In total, the monthly cost of living in Halifax would come to around $3,564. Please note that this is only taking into consideration the basic living cost. We haven't taken any miscellaneous expenses into the calculation, such as entertainment, eating out, gifts, clothing, and so on. If you consider $200 a month for these expenses, then the total would add up to $3,800 per month per person to live in Halifax. How much should you earn? The minimum wage in Halifax is $15 per hour. If you work for 8 hours a day and 5 days a week, then your gross monthly income would be $2,400. Your net income after taxes comes to around $1,954, which is way lesser than the cost of living. To meet the basic cost of living in Halifax, you would need at the least $60,000 per year, which would give you an after the tax income of $3,600 per month. If you are earning a minimum wage or slightly above the minimum wage but not the income that's required to meet the basic living cost, then you can work multiple jobs or get a pay raise, or you can find a well-paying job. Also, you can follow a few things to cut down your expenses and save some money to meet your basic cost of living. I have already posted a dedicated video on how to save money in Canada. You can check that video to find out more. That's all for this video, and thank you so much for watching.